Welcome back to the Name 5 Players podcast. I'm your host, Allie Johnson, or as most of you know, that New York Ranger girl from TikTok and Instagram. So I'm recording this on Monday the 14th, and let me tell you, this morning started off as the Mondayest Monday that ever Monday. I am going to preface this by saying I have horrible insomnia. I am not a good sleeper. No melatonin works for me. It's horrible. So I was tossing and turning all night. I did not get into a deep sleep until 5:30 in the morning, and I was woken up by my phone vibrating at 8 o'clock, and I had 2 missed calls, and then I got another call from the company that's installing blinds in my apartment, and I quickly pick it up, and I'm half asleep, and I'm like, hello, and they're like, yeah, we're here to do the measurements of your windows or whatever. So I literally jump out of bed, try half-ass making my bed. And when I was trying to make my bed, my blanket knocked into my nightstand where my emotional support cup was. My emotional support water bottle, water cup, whatever. Knocked it over. There's still the shards on top because I picked them up from the floor because I needed to show you guys. Yeah, so knocked it on the floor. There's an opening here where all the hard plastic went inside. Yeah, so that's how my Monday started off. And if that wasn't bad enough, the guy that came to do the measurements of the windows in my apartment literally was wearing the most pungent cologne I have ever smelled, and it was like an old man's cologne. And it's not something you want to smell when you're first waking up and barely awake. Yeah, it wasn't great. So even though my Monday started off as a shit show, we got some very exciting news that almost brought me to tears. We have officially gotten an opening night date for the Garden. It is October 7th at 8 p.m. versus the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I could not be more excited. I was just getting ready for the day. I was sitting at my vanity. I was doing my hair. I was doing my makeup, and I just started seeing notifications on my phone, so I was looking at them, and it was screenshots of Twitter being oh, Rangers opening night, Rangers opening night, and I was wait, what? And I'm scrolling, and I was wait, are these legit? And it was indeed legit, because then I went to the Rangers page and they posted it, and when I tell you, I was so overwhelmed from this morning's events, I literally almost started crying. And obviously I've mentioned it before on here, and I'm not going to get too into the weeds with it, but this year has been very, very hard for me, and hockey has been my escape. It's been my go-to to make me feel better, to give me something to look forward to. And obviously the Rangers season ended early, and then I clung to the playoffs and the Stanley Cup Finals, and then when that ended, it's just been, I've been very down. But getting that piece of news, especially after the morning I had, it brought my spirits up times 1,000, and especially with the schedule coming out this Wednesday, supposedly, yeah, I'm just very excited for this season to start. Anyway, something else that I really wanted to talk about, and I'm pretty sure I am the only psycho that is so invested in this situation, was Braden Schneider's wedding on Saturday. Who says hockey can't be dramatic? So I know most of you are probably thinking Allie, it's a wedding, what's dramatic about that? In my head, I think up scenarios of because I'm not just concerned about what the players are doing on the ice. I also love to know what they're doing off the ice. And obviously, we saw Braden Schneider got married on Saturday, but we also know, if you're a Matt Rempe fan, he was in Belmar, New Jersey at DJ's on Saturday night. So I completely understand if Braden invited everybody on the team and they had prior engagements and couldn't make them. But when I see a teammate at a bar seemingly getting drunk, because I know a few people that met him and they sent me videos and he looks like 3 sheets to the wind, that doesn't seem like a prior engagement to me. So I don't know if it was that he wasn't invited or he just declined the invitation. However, I look at that and then I think back about just the Rangers organization as a whole, and I feel a lot of the times it's very cliquey. There's a lot of cliques of friends, but they do not gel as one, if that makes sense. As a team, Like, not every single person is gelling at the same time. Again, I know that my thought process is probably so off base, but that's what I'm seeing. Like, as a fan, I feel like they don't ever do anything all together. And I'm going to use the Florida Panthers as an example. Brad Marchand. He joined the team in March at the trade deadline. And seemingly from that moment, he fit in like a glove with them. I can't explain it, but I've watched their games, and I'm not even like invested in that team, but I have watched their games, and they are a well-oiled machine. They are clicking, they communicate well, and I can't say the same about this current Rangers team. And I don't think anyone can after the season we had. However, I do not think that that kind of relationship ends on the ice. I think that there are a lot of off-ice things that happen amongst a team to make you click that well. Again, that's just my opinion, and this all derived from Braden's wedding. This is my thought process from Braden's wedding. So as much as I rambled, my whole point is it would just be so nice to see like photos or videos or something of the entire team just doing something together. That's all I want. I just want to see the team doing something together and smiling and laughing and happy, and that's it. And I will say, I'm going to Shoulder Check. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's basically like a fundraiser. I'm going with the girls from Unhinged and Unplugged, Alyssa and Tressa. I'm going with them on July 24th. And there will be a lot of Rangers there. And I haven't decided if I'm going to say anything yet, but I really want to. I'm obviously joking. I would literally never. I would not be caught dead bothering a player. I would never do that. Especially with something like that. Especially because all of this is all like alleged that a lot of them weren't there and weren't invited. Like, I made this up in my own crazy head. Okay, so now that we've covered when Rangers opening night is and how crazy I am about thinking that the Rangers do not have team camaraderie, I thought it would be fun to speculate who our next captain is going to be. Do we think we are going to go another season without a captain, or do you think we announce one this season? My opinion on it is that in a team sport, it is detrimental to not have a captain on your team. There has been a lot of speculation about who our next captain could and should be, and the names I'm hearing most often are Vincent Trocheck and JT Miller. If it were up to me, I say JT Miller all the way. His offensive ability is insane. I'm pretty sure when he came back to the Rangers, because for those of you who don't know, he was drafted 15th overall in 2011 by us. When he came back to the Rangers in February, I think it was February 1st or January 31st, whenever it was, he came in like a bull in a china shop. Like, he wasted no time. I'm pretty sure his time from February to April, he had to have at least 1 point per game. I don't know if that's the actual stat, but I think he had at least 1 point per game. Not only that, I think it's pretty obvious to every Rangers fan that our team is not like a physical team. It's like a joke, like, oh, they're soft as baby shit. However, that's not JT. JT is a hard-nosed player. He is no bullshit, no nonsense. Like, he is there to play, and he's going to play to the best of his ability. It's so unfortunate at that time when he came in that we were in such a vulnerable state, because it takes more than one player to fix an entire culture of a team. So I do think if you give him the captaincy and then give him, you know, the assistant captains to work with, I think if you set up proper leadership, it will then in turn increase production on the ice. Because not having a captain, I feel like that's not having an identity. Like, you need someone to like speak up for the team. Good, bad, ugly. No one in their post-game interviews wanted to say anything about anyone or take accountability for anything. Like, no one, they were all very tight-lipped. I feel like JT doesn't give a shit. JT will sit in a post-game interview and be like, yeah, we, not like this, but yeah, we fucked up, we did this. Or in the locker room, he'll be like, listen, you fucked up. Like, you need to fix that. We need to work on this. I don't see Trocheck having that kind of personality. For some reason, I just don't see it. For me, I look at Trocheck, and in my opinion, he has a very similar personality to Kreider. They will display leadership, but they do not want to be the sole responsibility of the leadership. Does that make sense? That's just my opinion on it. But I definitely want to know your guys' thoughts about it. So drop in the comments, do you think we're even going to have a captain? And if we are going to have a captain, who is it going to be? And finally, the last thing I wanted to talk about was I have a goal for this season, and it is to go to as many away arenas as possible. I have been to UBS Arena, Prudential Center, The Rock, obviously Madison Square Garden, and I have been to KeyBank Center in Buffalo, and I have been to T-Mobile in Vegas. So I have been to 5 arenas already. And my goal this season is to, my low one is like to go to 5 more, but like my higher end is to go to like as many as possible. So another thing that I would like you guys to drop in the comments, because I want to get like more engagement going on here. I want you guys to drop in the comments like what is, if you've gone to like other arenas, what is the best one? The one that's like top of my list that I would like to book the trip as soon as the schedule comes out is going to the, I don't know what it's called and I feel really bad. Let me look it up. I'm an idiot because it's probably the easiest one. It's American Airlines Center. But yeah, so that is my biggest goal. And out west games are, they're a little harder because of the time differences and everything, but that is like my number one that I want to make it to this season. I am also trying, because I am going to the Winter Classic in January, I am trying to see, obviously I'll know when all the schedules come out. Obviously I know that the Rangers won't be playing the night before, and I'm going the day before the Winter Classic, but if Tampa is playing the night before the Winter Classic, I would drive from Miami to Tampa to catch a Lightning game. Whoever they're playing, it doesn't matter. I just want to see their arena. Because initially I wanted to go to like every game, like every like Ranger away game, but like if I can just get to the arena, it doesn't matter who they're playing. That's just like my goal. I would love to eventually have visited all 32 arenas. So that's my goal, and I want you guys to tell me what your best arena experience was. I will say Buffalo was absolutely beautiful. Their fans are very not rowdy at all. I feel like when me and my mom did go to Buffalo, it was very much majority Ranger fans, but like I don't think the food was that great, but just the arena itself was beautiful. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. As always, if you guys have any comments, questions, segment suggestions, whatever you want, feel free to reach out to me, TikTok or Instagram, that NY Ranger Girl, or the email, name5players@gmail.com, and I will get to it. Also, just one more thing before I get out of here, I have a lot of exciting things coming up this summer, including giveaways, so if you want to be up to date on that stuff, make sure you are following me across all socials, make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube, and click that little bell notification so you will be notified every time I upload. I hate being that person, but yeah, make sure you are following me on all the things. And again, as always, I love and appreciate your support so much. I cannot say it enough. And yeah, I will see you on the next one.